So first of all, Noel, thank you ever so much. This is absolutely fascinating. You mentioned that at some point this may blow up. In my conversations and experience initially, there's a sense that in terms of dispersion, the community wants to sell index vol, and buy single stock vol. And the question that I sort of have in my mind is, who would be on the other side? And so my question to you essentially is, would you ever go on the other side, or is it something that you either have on or off? And how are you approaching, especially the market right now? I mean, it feels like there's a compression, there's a reversion. We had very high single stock implied vols, low index implied vols. When DSBX launched, my thought was, actually, I think I found the natural short. It's on a relative value play, and it's me. But can you just take us through your perspective on that? Is it something that you're always on or off, and you would never take the other side of it? And how do you see that evolving?
We are almost never binarily on or off. We can get so small so it's effectively off when we think the risks are just too negative for us. But we typically have it on all the time. So the answer to the question is, when would you go the other way? Well, you would go the other way whenever you think gamma is going to work for you, or something on the mid curve. Maybe not strictly gamma in the front or vega in the back. And the problem with that is that nobody's going to sell it to you that it carries for free. So much like buying a straddle, would I like to buy straddles and have all of you guys pay my theta? Of course, that'd be fantastic. But in real life, nobody's going to sell you a volatility that they also think might realize. So the problem with implementing the trade is that it's about exceedance. Whenever you implement the trade, you have to get a new value that is greater than what the guy who sold it to you is willing to take. So that is the problem with, again, reality versus theory. In theory, you go short dispersion up here and long it down there, and you just cycle back and forth and just make billions of dollars. In real life, if you want to buy correlation when it's at 15, you're going to have to pay 20, and then it's kind of not really that great of a deal. And it's in theory very simple and desirable to do that, but it is in fact maybe not desirable. But with the advent of a lot of these structured products, I would argue that if the steady state was a 20 correlation, the new one might be 15, maybe it's 17, because there is so many of these call or put sellers, option sellers that are coming in. And again, they're not delta hedging, but the marketplace is. So when you have an imbalance between these two parties, the two counterparties, it does create opportunity for the trade, which is why I think the trade has legs for a while.